January 22nd, 2026. Let's see how many times our strategy came into effect today. We had a productive day in the market. However, I had trouble sizing correctly and I stuck to small size mostly the whole day. I never took a large size trade relative. You should be risking, normally you should be risking 0.5%, maybe up to 2% if it's a really good setup. But on average, you should be risking 0.5% of your capital on any one trade. And today I wasn't even at that point. I was way below that. I don't know why, but that's what happened to me. So we're going to go over the daily momentum real quick. What's going on with the daily momentum? We look at the MACD just to get an understanding of where the momentum is. So this is a daily chart for TQQQ, otherwise known as NASDAQ NQ futures. And we have this... yesterday we had a big buying day and the momentum halted almost. So right here you can see the momentum is going to the downside, right? And then yesterday, this bar, we had a lot of volume come in and we had a lot of buying happen. So we even said yesterday, this is what the flip of momentum looks like when momentum starts to flip. And guess what? What do you know? Today we had it was choppy. Obviously you can see this choppiness. We almost didn't go anywhere. We didn't produce anything, but a large upward trade did occur. Honestly, it's like a normal day in the market. So let's go over the strategy and let's see how many times it came into effect. So we had a market open right here, and remember, we need our 5-minute twins to be aligned. We need the momentum indicators for the 5-minute extended hours and the 5-minute regular hours to be aligned. And what that looks like, now we've got both of our 5-minute charts up. Ignore that over there. So here we go. We're at market open. Look at this. 5-minute extended hours, 5-minute regular hours. Do the MACD histogram, which tells us the momentum. Do the histograms look aligned to you? No. This one's going down. This one's going up. We need to wait till they align. That happens. Not yet. Look, now this one is ticking down. The momentum is starting to wane. This one is already down. So let's keep that in mind and look at what happens with the 2-minute chart at this current time, right? So here, the momentum is now flipping down. We don't have our signal yet. So we wait, and now the MACD of the 2-minute is reversing. It's not going to the downside. We've got harmony in the 5-minute. 5 minutes are aligned to the downside. But now we need the 2-minute to align, and then we've got a trade. So it didn't set up, because look, from this point forward, we had a false one right here. Look, we had a volume confluence, but the 2-minute histogram didn't actually flip to the downside. It might have stagnated a little bit, but that's not a true signal. Yep, so there's no setup yet. No official setup. We did have this critical level, which was a pre-market high. There's a blue line right here. And honestly, as soon as they started aligning, which was right here, I even left myself notes because I really wanted to take a short trade right here at the break of these levels, this critical pre-market level. And had I followed my intuition, because we had a volume confluence on the right side of the 2-minute momentum, we were aligned with the 5-minute extended hours, but the regular hours was not aligned with us yet. But I wanted to do it, and it would have been a great trade. We did not. Right here, now we are seeing upward momentum. We've basically got permission to take upward trades now because we're close to the crossover point. This one's already crossing over. And we get a volume confluence right here on this bar. On this very bar. We're on the right side of the 2-minute V. Momentums are aligned to the upside. We get a volume confluence. So your entry would be at the close of that candle. Put your stop loss slightly below that candle. Target at 2-to-1 for your first profit target. That would have been a win right there. Let's see, when was the next setup? It started happening again. Look, the 5-minute MACD tapered down. So now we can't take trades to the upside because we want it to be aligned. We want it to be expanding in the direction of the trade. But right here, it starts to align. Look, now we're aligned to the upside. This one's pulling back around to the upside as well. What do you see? Well, we got a volume confluence right here. Look, right here on this bar. Now, this would have been a loss or a win depending on how far away you set your stop loss. So we'll just say it's a loss, just for now. We'll say it's a loss. Could have been a win with a wide stop. When were the next setups for the day? At this point, I'm not really trading the middle of the market, so I avoid trading the middle of the market unless there's a perfect setup. And these 5-minute start to display almost the same data at about the 2 hours, 3 hours into the market. They're basically in sync, so we don't need to look at both of them at the same time anymore. We can actually just stick to the 5-minute regular hours, and we can flip to the 5-minute extended hours if we want a different picture of things. It's going to be the same data most of the time. The 5-minute extended hours happens to be a more clean representation today. The 5-minute regular hours happens to be a less clean, a less obvious. So, with that being said, we have a pop-up right here. You can see it in the MACD histogram. We're going down. Now we finally get a pop-up. And it's a volume confluence on the 5-minute chart, by the way. And then we get the same thing on the 2-minute. We get a volume confluence back-to-back, a 2x2, on the right side of the momentum. So had you taken this trade, your entry would be at the close of these candles, targeting a 2-to-1 ratio. So your target would be half of what your stop loss is. It's a 2-to-1. That would have been a win as well. Later on, I took a trade here. Why did I take a trade here? The 5-minute has flipped to the downside, giving us permission for shorts. I see a volume confluence right here. Even though it's a small one, this volume bar is greater than the previous 3. And we started to turn around on the MACD histogram. So I actually fell for it, you could say. I did take the trade. And it never hit my stop. As you can see, my entry was here. And because that's a small candle, I used the previous candle as a gauge for stop loss, and I put it around, basically a little bit above that last candle. It got close, but it never hit the stop loss. And then it continued down into the profit. First is 2-to-1, that's the profit target. You basically sell 80% of the position, give or take. Then you allow the remainder of your position to keep on running while moving and managing your stop loss. And then the same thing happened again right here. Look at this. MACD selling off. We don't have permission to take trades to the short trades to the downside. We don't have permission yet. We got to wait till it turns around, and it starts turning around right here. Look, right around here, we finally get that tick aligning with the momentum. And this is where the 30-minute chart becomes cool too, because here's the 30-minute momentum. What's going on at this time in the 30-minute chart? Well, we've got downward bias, so that's even adding to the setup, adding to the confidence. So right here, on this very candle, we get a crossover, and we're about to have a power volume bar on the next bar right here. Power volume bar right after a crossover. 5-minute is now aligned, giving us permission to take trades. So that, my friends, is a very good entry. That's a big win right there. Big win. My entry was late. I actually missed this because I was trading Tesla. So I got in here. Why? Why did I take this trade? The 5-minute is still giving us permission to take short setups. The 2-minute MACD pops to the downside, aligning with the direction of the trade. We get a volume confluence. That's my entry. So I rode this. I took profit at the initial profit target of a 2-to-1, and I let my runners keep running. So altogether, the strategy came into effect technically about 4 or 5 times today, one of which was a loss. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.